I'm walking on that rainbow to the pot of gold. The young brother always working, hungry for more ascension, attention, ascension.
All right, welcome to Unplugged Season 2, Episode 14. It is I, Dave the MC, and today I have the manager for Timmy and 28, otherwise known as TNT, former Homeboys Radio host, former Kiss 100 host, Jinx. Now, what I didn't know before I got onto this interview is you were actually a rapper back in the day with BLC.
Yeah. That was my start. You know, I started off as an MC about when I was a kid, really. You know, like 11 years old.
Yeah.
Is when I first wrote some rhymes. Wrote my first full song when I was about 13 years old. Recorded my first song when I was 15. And yeah, you know, that's how I got into the business.
Oh, that's dope.
Okay, nigga, what's up? That's just Timmy. I just want to do my whole interview. Yeah.
All right. So, like, how was that experience like? Because, like a lot of us did actually start like rapping around 2011, 2012, around that time. So,
Yeah.
like, how was that experience for you?
Well, it was dope, man. I came up in the Bluetooth era, and you know, at that time, music was shared mostly via Bluetooth, and there was a lot of freestyle battles around Westlands area. Parking lot pimping was a big thing during that time, 08, 09, 2010, 11.
Yeah, I remember.
There was a big scene of rappers getting together in parking lots and freestyling and sharing music. And that's how, you know, people like Mikey and Tele even got into the event space with Nocturnal. And, you know, they started putting together shows, and all of a sudden, you know, niggas started getting looks, and that's how Camp Mula even came together. It was as a result of what was happening outside. And, you know, Camp Mula was supposed to be the big break for hip hop in Kenya.
Yeah.
But not for nothing, you know, it definitely just showed us what's possible. But it was a really nice movement at the time, with Camp Mula and BOC and Hula Gang.
Yeah, there were a lot of groups. But
that was definitely one of those what's the word for it? I like to say maybe it's the golden age we missed. Yeah, it just had too much potential.
Yeah, because I remember those ciphers, and BLC was part of it. Kamula was part of it. I think even Octo and his crew back in the day.
Yeah, 25 Flow. 25 Flow was a real movement. Yeah.
All right. So you had that. So you had that experience. What made you like transition into radio?
Man, it was just the simple fact that as I continued to network within the industry, I just realized how there's no paper. And when I looked at some of the radio presenters, Nick Mutuma being one of them, who's a good friend of mine. So in 2011, I worked with him as like his PR officer, and we did some projects together, because at the time I was also, you know about Kenyans Got Swag? Yeah, so Kenyans Got Swag was a very popular page a friend of mine put together while we were in high school, and it was for a competition, a SAFCOM competition.
Yeah.
Facebook was very new, so it was about building a page, get as many likes as you can. So I think it was maybe 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
Kenyans Got Swag at 5,000 likes. It was the most liked page on Facebook in Kenya. And so we started using that page to kind of collaborate with guys doing events, you know. And that's how I met Nick. And Nick is a good friend of mine till today. Congratulations to him, by the way. He's got 2 movies on Netflix.
Yeah.
And so So with Nick, damn, I've even forgotten the question.
Like you transitioning now into
Transition.
radio.
Nick
Yeah.
at the time was working with 1FM, right?
Yeah.
He had just started Sugar and
Yeah.
started his gig at 1FM. He was not only a presenter, he was also the events and promotions manager. So I was doing the same thing with Kenyans Good Swag as far as events and promotions. We were trying to figure out a way we could make money from this page.
Mm.
And so in my dealings with Nick and my talking with guys in the radio business, I quickly realized that, you know, they're way more financially stable than the artist, because I was also meeting all my heroes at the time. And you know, it was just a quick judgment call of, okay, this doesn't make any sense. How is it that the guys who rely on the music seem to be way more comfortable than the people making the music? So that just didn't make sense to me. And, you know, just since then, I decided to go on a mission to try and figure out that side of the business. And what I quickly learned is that the way this game is set up, it's simply because of the foundation. With as is with many things, it's the foundation of how the music business was laid out. You know, in Kenya, there were always just servants, so to speak, for the political class, who would just come to sing their praises.
And give you cash for campaigns, and then you're all there.
So as with a lot of things in Kenya, like our police system, so many things, they still have colonial tendencies or colonial, what's the word, DNA.
Yeah.
You know, the system is designed to oppress the working class and to amplify the ruling class. So it's once I learned that, and then I also quickly learned that even with the radio guys, it's only because, you know, you're getting that constant check every month.
Yeah.
Also, it's not just because it's a lot of money, but with the regular paycheck, you could be able to kind of like finagle your way and make some, make some, if you have solid finance literacy, then you could be okay with a decent job. And a radio job doesn't require much. It's not like a regular 9 to 5. And so, yeah, it's the easy way out, I guess. And so I got into that space to kind of figure out that side of the business. I did.
Yeah.
And, you know, after 5.5 years or so, I got an offer from KISS to be a deputy programs controller. Clearly, I was doing something right. So, I took that opportunity as a step to grow even further, because now, you know, I've done hip hop, I've been programming hip hop. We've built an online community also with Trap Lab. Our radio community is solid. And I felt like I'd reached my ceiling, because the jump off was going to be Corinne's thing. You know, I just helped somewhere along the way. So when this opportunity for KISS came along, I jumped at it. First, just to have my own platform, and second, because that offered the position as deputy PC, which is a career advancement. That was February of this year.
Okay.
And you feel me? The pandemic happened, and sadly it didn't work out because I was on probation. So yeah, mostly due to the pandemic, I'd say that's why the KISS gig didn't really work out.
But I have to thank you first of all, because the Trap Lab was such a joy to watch, especially if you're a fan of guys like Steph Capella, Calligraph coming through. Like that was really something unique. And like what are your like,
it was just missing. It was just something that was
missing. It was missing. And why I say it's unique is because there's no other station that would have done that. It wouldn't have probably been as good. So I gotta salute you for that. Do you have a best and worst moment in your radio career?
Best and worst moment. Wow, I've actually never thought about this. But yeah, if top of my head, if I was to say my best moment in my radio career,
Like for example, I know you really like even from Instagram, like when you interviewed, let's say Ti, when he was here for Jameson.
Ti was huge for me.
Mm.
Ti was huge. Yeah, like actually, yeah, it has to be Ti sitting right across from Ti and having a conversation with him,
Mm.
and him even understanding, where I'm coming from, and us having some ideas that correlate
Yeah.
as far as what trap means, as far as hip hop and some of the principles.
Mm.
Man, it just reinforced this belief that I have in hip hop, that is, it's this global unifying thing.
Yeah.
I always say, man, hip hop isn't. It's not about one location.
Mm.
That's why even I tie that to TNT only because
Yeah.
a lot of guys like to say, these guys don't sound Kenyan, or why don't you put Sheng, or why yada, yada, yada. And
Mm.
to that conversation, I usually always say, bro, it's just hip hop.
People
It
love
is,
people love the criticism. So
bro. It's hip hop, and you understand it, right?
yeah.
And there are people like me and you right now. We're speaking English,
Yeah.
and everyone listening to this podcast understands English.
Mm.
So what we talking about, bro? TNT are super good at rapping at English. So what's the problem? It's just hip hop.
It's always those criticisms of mbona usiongeze Kiswahili, mbona like those ones that have been there since even Kamula, like if you
Yeah, I
remember,
would say
guys were saying, why are these guys rapping in Sheng, like da, 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 da.
personally, Jinx, as part of BLC, we
Yeah.
went through the same thing. When people listen to our music, the first thing was, wow, I didn't know this is Kenyan. And also alluding to the fact that something that's good,
Yeah.
it can't be Kenyan. You understand? So I don't buy into that. And
Yeah.
as far as slang, because a
Mm.
lot of guys would say, they use terms such as beds or choppers or whatever the
Mm.
case may be. And I
Mm.
understand some of those slang terms.
Yeah.
Some people may not understand
Mm.
here in Kenya, but that's cool too. That's the kind of like the beauty of it. That should be the challenge of,
Yeah.
okay, so what are they really saying? And
Yeah.
that's why even if you see the last couple videos,
Yeah.
made an attempt to actually put lyrics on the videos as well, so people could really understand what these guys are saying. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that was
because
just me digressing off the English, the whole English thing. I
yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah, because I remember yeah, Kamula got that criticism, BLC got that criticism, even Kali and Okto, I think to some extent, when they were, having the English like tracks, and then guys are like,
Yeah.
but
Come on,
anyway, it is
it's
what
not
it
that
is,
deep.
man.
Most people understand English in Kenya. It's really not
Mm,
that deep.
mm. It's just criticisms of, I think I can do this too. So, and you can't, like, there's only so few people who can, like, Kantai was flawless with that, like with
Yeah,
English, like.
for sure. For sure, bro. Attitude. There's so many.
Mm,
There's a long list of rappers. Bamboo, even back in the
mm,
'90s, used to do it.
mm.
So, like, come on, man. It's part of who we are. Jimmy Gatu, even the first rap, one of the first rappers, let me
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
in Kenya back in the '90s. Jimmy Gatu was rapping in English. So,
Mm.
what are you talking about? Relax.
um like, what's your, do you have a worst moment, like something that you were just like, uh,
Hmm. Damn, I really wish I'd thought about this, because I'm really
mm,
trying to think of something in the moment.
mm.
Um, my worst moment in
or
radio.
something that just made you go like, is this really worth it, or like, I don't know, like, uh, one of my, maybe you can talk about, like,
I think I'll say this. This is what I'll go with.
yeah,
As we were building Trap Lab,
yeah,
which is like a cultural,
mm,
like a lifestyle type
mm,
venture that we got into
mm,
digitally, and it did good numbers on
yeah,
YouTube,
yeah,
and got interest from certain brands to to get affiliated with the product and amplify it even further, with the marketing budget online. But definitely one of my low moments is me realizing that no one is gonna pay the artist their worth, right? The conversation in these rooms is always, which makes sense. I'm not talking down on this approach. It makes sense for business, but there's another way to look at it. So the conversation is mostly, what's the return on investment for my brand, right? What's the clear way? I mean, who's gonna purchase this bottle, or who's gonna access this service? Can you give me a tangible number and that kind of thing? Those conversations are good, right? But even when you have those conversations and you answer those questions and they pay for that particular thing, one thing they never want to talk about and never want to pay on is now the creative's cachet, the social capital that the artist brings, because it is a brand. So there's a cost to brand association. So that's one thing I never understood with most corporations, is they always want to be cheap. They want to pay the bare minimum. They want to pay the CPM. They want to pay maybe the give them a budget for your event, but they don't want to pay you, X artist, Calligraph Jones, who can generate X number of streams,
exactly,
who can put X number of people for a show. They don't want to pay for that cachet. It's always an argument, and it's up to really the creative industry to decide, man, whether they're gonna keep letting them slide with this, or they're finally gonna stand up. Just today, I just saw Nonini talk about how he didn't get his half, his deposit. He got his deposit, but didn't get his other half, his back end for Kikwetu Festival, which just happened. And there's been a whole back and forth within the industry and a forum.
This happened just today.
Yeah, just today, Nonini in the morning, as we're recording this.
Yeah.
So there's been a whole back and forth in one of the forums I'm in. Where guys should basically say enough is enough, and just doing things that don't make sense. Like if there's no contract, don't work. If people don't honor the contract, don't work either. This whole conversation of nakutafutia sunelewa Kenya sijui, this whole thing of settling for less should just stop.
Guys refusing to pay an advance or something like that.
It should happen in unison, because what's happening is some artists are adhering to those standards, best industry practices, but then these promoters have alternatives. There are people who are desperate, there are people who are willing to take less, and that's how the game just keeps on running around this weird circle.
All right, let's switch gears real quick. Let's talk about you managing TNT.
Talk to me.
So I was having this conversation with a couple of my friends who listen to hip hop, and one of the criticisms of TNT is that with the switching management and it feels like they're going in a direction, but also feels like they're not going in a direction at the same time. Like they just feel like they're not settling yet.
Okay, it seems like there's no telling where they're going.
Yeah.
That's mainly because of the transition. They've switched labels, they've started a new company. And with the former label, of course, there were long-term plans.
Yeah.
There were deep-rooted issues that led to this, this thing ending or whatever. So I'd say it's harsh to say anything right now. It's literally been a month and some change since they've started their own company. They have one release under their own company, which is the EP out right now, Hated Beloved. So I'd say watch from now to really tell the difference, if there's any, from Vice Life to Query Boys Entertainment. Vice Life clearly didn't work out. Let's see what happens with QBE.
Also, another criticism is Timmy has the flow, but guys are saying,
He
you
has
know,
the
maybe
buzz.
the buzz
Timmy
buzz
has the
buzz could be
buzz.
worked on a bit more. 28 feels like he's just rapping about one specific thing, like about getting money and bitches and all that. Like, how do you respond to that?
That's more a creative question.
Mm,
That's more towards the artist. But what I can say
mm,
from working with them
yeah.
is these guys just talk about their life.
Mm,
They just talk about what they see,
mm,
what they go through.
mm,
Uh, uh, there's no cap. Like I don't see them coming up with stuff.
mm,
There's always that bravado,
yeah.
which is very prominent in hip hop.
Mm,
There's the aspiration element of it. Some
mm,
of the lines are aspirational, what they'd like to
mm,
have. Some
mm,
of the lines are just bravado on some hip hop shit.
yeah.
But it's 100% just facts, and that's what rap is. Rap is about, like Jay-Z has been saying the same thing since Reasonable Doubt,
Mm,
just refining it.
mm,
If you listen to Reasonable Doubt, he's always been preaching independence. He's
yeah.
always been preaching, all these things that he's amplifying now.
Yeah.
He's been saying from the first album. But
Mm,
as he grows, he finds different ways of telling you the same story.
mm,
He might get a new producer, he might get a new marketing strategy, but it's him. He's evolving right in front of your eyes.
yeah.
Snoop Dogg, although Snoop Dogg has experimented with a couple different genres,
Mm,
most of the things he's done within hip hop, it's pretty much the same thing.
okay. Okay.
It's not broke, don't fix it.
Very true. Very true. What were some of your plans? Like, what would your year have looked like if there wasn't this Rona situation going on?
Well, the guys are gonna be on a little tour.
Mm,
There was a tour scheduled in SA. Um,
yeah,
and
working
from there we were gonna drop the Beloved with our own tour. So we were gonna get some tour experience down in SA, and opportunity had come along, and then use that to try and figure out how we can do our own tour
Yeah.
as we drop Hated Beloved.
Yeah.
Well, that was gonna be the year in a nutshell, and I was gonna be, settling in
Yeah.
at Kiss FM.
Yeah.
But that's in the past.
Yeah. Okay. What about your own plans? Like, was it still to manage TNT and also maybe have the Kiss job still?
Yeah, I mean the media part of my business isn't going to end. Like, part of my career as a media practitioner is still very alive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got involved with these guys. It's been about a year now. I want to say it was last year around this time when I started getting involved with the guys.
Yeah.
And evolving my plans for the year, of course, to include them as part of management and our services. As for media, you feel me? Kiss didn't work out. We'll see what next. It's the age of the internet. I got a podcast, Real Talk. I'm building other, I'm building other content plans.
Yeah.
So you just never know, bro. It's the internet, bro. I could do anything. I don't need a traditional media conglomerate to talk to my people. I reach out to my people direct. If the opportunity comes, we'll discuss it. If it's a good contract, I might take it.
What happened with your podcast with Blaze? Like, because you guys only had one season and
yeah, we had one season, and after that season, it was clear that the long term play was, we weren't aligned on the long term plan for podcasting. So it's better to just if you see that early,
yeah,
you better just deal with it then. Some people might it and continue doing it because it was good content. I could have chosen to do it just for the content, but then I wouldn't be living my truth as far as what I believe in ownership and media and podcasting.
Okay.
So yeah, we just weren't on the same page as far as the long-term plan for that.
All right, that's fair. Last two questions. One, who do you listen to in your free time?
Well, in 2020, I gotta say Jiharbo.
Mhm.
Jiharbo is too hard. His album is phenomenal. I really fuck with Lil Durk. Lil Durk is my guy. And who else am I really fucking with? I mean, there's a lot of different guys, and
Yeah.
I've been put on from hanging out with, spending a lot of time with TNT and the guys around them. I've been exposed to a lot of new acts. So I'm
Yeah.
listening to a new rap almost every week. But yeah, on my rotation, I'd say is G Herbo, Lil Durk, No Cap, and some of my regular old school guys like Hove. On certain days I just want to throw on some Hove or something.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. So lastly, what do you have anything you need to plug besides the EP that's out now, Hated Beloved?
Hated Beloved EP out right now. And I just want to say to whoever's listening that I'm serious about fixing the music business. And we're making strides with Africa Beat, which is another company of mine, where I'm CMO and co-founder as well. And it's a tech company focused on music business solutions. And we're close to start offering real solutions, of course, at a fee, and kind of like try to lobby for any policy that we can see from the government side of things.
Because you can clearly see with MCSK and these other people.
Fuck them. We got to figure something else out. Throw the whole shit away.
Throw all of them away, man. But thank you for doing this. I wanted to reach out to do this because you're part of the culture. And it's important to talk to people within the culture and understand not just their journeys, but understand where their mind is. Because a lot of times, if people don't understand your vision, if people don't understand your journey, then once they interact with you, they'll just be like, yeah, that's cool, but like it'll be casual. Like I don't want these conversations to be casual. So I try reach out to people within the culture, people who either I've interacted with or I'm meeting. And I just thought I'd shoot my shot with you and ask you, like, just to see your knowledge of it, because you have a lot to offer. You've had the experience, and especially being a rapper, that you like even what you're doing with Africa Beat, like you've just mentioned it, offering solutions, because you've seen the institutions that we have are not offering any. They just wanna.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like, and this is the fight. It goes back to the question you asked me, like, why did I decide to go into radio? It's to do research. It's to find solutions. It's I'm passionate about this shit for real. But music changed my life. Music is, it's made me who I am. I'm passionate about this shit, and I want to see it realize its full potential, where I'm from. And so I'll do anything within my power to make that happen. So I appreciate you, making the time and giving me the platform. It's always nice to share ideas. A principle I always live by. An idea is way more valuable than a shilling, because if you got a shilling and I got a shilling and I give you my shilling, you got two, I got zero. If I have an idea and you have one and I give you an idea, we both got two.
Yeah.
So let's keep moving.
But shout out to you, man. So yeah, make sure you follow Jinx. I'll put all the descriptions for his socials down below. Africa Beat has a website, yes?
africabeat.co.ke. It's under construction right now. We're doing some internal testing over the next few months, but January we're looking at being able to do your tracking, at least for radio airplay, and give you estimates for your royalty earnings January 2021, and let's see what we can do from there.
Good stuff, man. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Those of you who are watching. Until next episode, peace.
Appreciate it.
I'm walking on that rainbow to the pot of gold. The young brother always working, hungry for more ascension, attention, ascension, ascension.